Do you like Iron Man? I like Iron Man. Today I'm gonna show you how to make your own Iron Man helmet. At first I will give you a super quick time lapse of how I made, how I printed and filled and sanded and painted all of the parts for the Iron Man helmet. Let's go! So you have seen the time lapse and all of these steps. The steps are 16 in total, and I will try to wrap it up as quickly as possible and give you as much as informations and issues I had making this helmet. Step number one. Step number one is, of course, printing. I printed everything in PLA. And all of the components I used to build this helmet are in the description below. You can check them out. I tried to give you an Amazon link so you can see what I used, get it wherever you want. These links are non-affiliate, so I don't profit from them. I just want to show you what colors, what filler, what epoxy I used. If you need them, get them where you want. Step number two was sanding off the parts which have been printed. And step number three was gluing all of those parts together with super glue. And I reinforced all of the gluing seams with hot glue on the inside. You can see this as an example for the face mask. You have a seam line which goes through here, and I reinforced all of the seams with hot glue. Step number four was using body filler to fill all the gluing seams and all of the roughnesses and unevennesses from the printing. By the way, I printed all of the parts on the Prusa and my Hypercube, so it was a mix-up. I had an issue with these files. The files are made by MIPRESIDENTE, and I also will link his files in the descriptions below. They worked very good, but after assembling and printing, after assembling and gluing everything together, I had holes at the seam line, so you could see inside. And I wasn't sure if I can fill it up with body filler from the inside and then coat it. So I mainly basically filled everything up with body filler and made it smooth. You usually have a line here on the helmet, which is I would guess a design feature. My helmet does not have that. And also here on the chin part, you have a seam line which should be there, but I filled it up and sanded it and made it smooth. So my helmet looks different, but different doesn't mean that it looks bad. I still like it. After using the body filler, I sanded the filler down and then used some epoxy. I didn't use XCC 3D because I wanted to use a cheaper alternative, and it worked quite well for me. And after applying the epoxy, I sanded it down again and then used some filler spray to cover up the last seam lines and also the lines from the sanding. The filler was then sanded again with the smoothest sandpaper I have. It was 320 grit. I should have gone way higher, like 800 grit, to make it super smooth, but I didn't have it and I was so anxious to finish this project. Next time I will use a higher grit paper. After the filler spray, which were 1 or 2 coats, I used primer, 1 coat of primer and then 2 coats of color. The first one was the gold one, the gold metallic color. I then applied blue tape on this chin part and then used the black matte color for those parts here and covered this one and then painted it all red. While unwrapping the blue tape, I saw then that there was some residue of the glue tape left on the chin part, which really annoyed me, so I had to sand this down again, recover everything with blue tape and repaint it to make it look good. I couldn't really get off the residue of the blue tape. I will try to use another blue tape or 2 coats of blue tape. I think there were too many color coats on the blue tape, so the color started to dissolve the glue of the blue tape. After 2 coats of color, I used 2 to 3 coats of clear lac or clear varnish, as you want to call it. And the last part was to get good eyes for the Iron Man helmet, so I can see through the helmet, but people cannot see inside of the helmet. And at this point my wife came to help me because she's got a laminator and we tried different things. We tried see-through foil, different thicknesses and some milky ones or matte ones. And in the end I found a acrylic glass I have ordered, and on this acrylic glass there's a protection foil. And this protection foil, if you use 2 foils in total, you can get a see-through foil, which from the close angle you can see through, but from a far distance it does cover your eyes and face. And if we use some light on this, you can see it also diffuses the light quite well. So this should work out, because the next step of this helmet is to automize the faceplate to open like this and to illuminate the eyes, which will be part 2 of making this Iron Man helmet. But now enough talking, I will show you some footage of me wearing the helmet, how it looks like, and I hope you like it. And I will need to hold the faceplate because it's not attached yet, but now you can see the Iron Man helmet in total. The helmet has a really tight fit, and I was pretty lucky that the file actually fits to my head. I didn't rescale the part before printing, and although the helmet came out pretty good, it is not perfect. I do not claim to make perfect props. This was my first huge project with painting and epoxy and so on. I'm still quite happy with the result. You might even make it better, and all the prop makers out there will say I did several things wrong, and I possibly have, but I still enjoyed this project. It was super fun, and if you want to stay up to date, be sure to subscribe to my Twitter and to my Instagram, where I post pictures about my current projects. And so I want to call it good for now. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I wish you a nice day, and goodbye.